Hello, Stephen, Kim, Wendy, Cheryl, Shin, Q. Who else? Samara, Ashley, Jan, Laurelie, Jill, Anna, Joy, James, Sam, Pukinta, Judy. Bonjour, Samara. Andrea. Hello, Jill. How are you, my friend? Good. Perfect. Hello, Beth. Hey, I make a smile too already. I don't have smiley, so I just have to do this. Have to be the smiley. We are not so numerous so far, but you are not used that I'm on time. So you think, oh, Patrick, it's going to be 1 or 2 minutes late, so don't need to hurry. But today, Patrick is in time, right in time. So you have to be on time too. Hello, Jen, to South Australia. Must be early. Hi, Leah, Bridget, and myself. I'm quite fine. I'm pretty fine, thank you. In fact, I'm one in my most favorite place in Wales. So it's absolutely gorgeous where I am. It's a lovely place. I love this place. It's so calm, so whew, I really love this place. Okay, so people are going to arrive. So myself, I'm in the garden too, as you can see. Hi, Catherine, Chelsea, Pamela, Olga, Sue. Ah, you enjoyed me skiing, so and I enjoyed skiing with you too. That was good. I enjoyed that. And the snow was so good, I've just feel pity I couldn't stay a bit longer. But well, the day after that, I did some, I don't know you say that, racket to walk in the snow. And so have been walking and walking and walking a lot. And so have been looking also to the place where I could stream because of the if the connection was good or not. And so I wasn't with ski, but with rackets, and that's good too. Very green. Hello, Jennifer, Corinne, Michelle. So, Mary, so tour is starting since 16 seconds. Woohoo! I'm going to wait a little bit because for me, for once that I'm early, that I'm not going to be here. Just start right on time. Just let time to the latest one to join us. Hi, Rita. Hi, Wendy. Oh, hi, Caroline. So this morning I did a tour. Well, we do lots of um, walking tour now. I mean, the Paris is. I've never seen so much people in Paris. Oh yes, here it's north of France, so it's not the hottest place for the blooming, but still okay. And Paris is crazy by tourists. This morning I did a tour in person. Yesterday I had a tour with one of her viewer, which is who is in Paris, her husband, and so she took me for a 3 hours tour, and we have been doing about Second World War. That was nice, and we enjoyed that tour yesterday. And this morning I was doing a group tour. Had more than 30 people, and that was really in Montmartre. I can't imagine. Usually we don't have so much people in Paris in April, but I think since the COVID, I mean, since Paris is open after the COVID restriction, that everybody who couldn't travel start traveling very quickly. And right now I'm 50 miles away from Paris. Yeah, I think it's, but I've never seen so much people in Paris. I mean, at that time of the year. Of course, in June, July, August, and September, yes. But in April, never, 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 never like that. Usually, when we do a in-person tour, I mean, group tour, The walking group tour, we have got like, I don't know, 10 people at that time and 40 people this morning. And so we split the group in two, plus a group of 10 Americans, which reached the tour. So it was 50 people. That was crazy. Yeah, I can imagine people are all going to discover the main city. So hello everybody. We're going to start in just a couple of seconds. I just read the latest one to reach the channel and to start this tour. I'm going to tell you where I am, and then we're going to walk to this absolutely beautiful place. Have you heard about this place before? Chaalis? Do you know where we are? Have you got any idea? Abbey of Chaalis, that's where we are today. No idea? Okay. So we are in the north of Paris. No, no, Hauts-de-France. No, Natalie. I think, didn't I replied to your message? Uh, I've got, I have to check. Was, absolutely was, which is north of France. I don't know if I've got a map here showing where is the domain, comparing to Paris. I just took a floor map from here, but I don't know if they have got the place where they show the distance from Paris on that paper. No, it doesn't. Well, we are north of Paris, 50 miles north of Paris. Was where have brought you already in Crépy, in Compiègne, in Senlis, in Champlieu, in many places. No reply. Okay, I'm going to look at that. Maybe it went to the spam, or I don't know. Where did you send it to? Le Paris de Patrick period guide or to Patrick period herb 13? I have to check that because usually I reply to my email. So sorry for that. I'm going to check that. So let me show you the floor map of where we are. Okay. I don't know if you can see very well. Guide. Okay, so I'm going to check that when I'm back home. So you see, this is where we are. So it's a huge domain. And we are located now. I can't hold that and point it. So we are located. It's difficult. So we are located just here. Okay. You see the one we are here in these trees. Okay. So we are just in this sorry, here. We are just next by the. You see here there is a mill, and there is water. So I'm going to show you that, and so that's where we are located. But if you see, it's a huge domain. Okay, 100 hectares, acres, 100 acres for this domain, really big domain. And I'm going to tell you the history of this domain, but first I wanted to show you what we're going to visit. So we're going to go to this building, which is a museum, and then we're going to go to this building, which is a ruins, and then we're going to go to this building, which is a chapel. And that one I will keep for June, because this is a rosary. You see there is a rose, and this is the most famous and the most beautiful rosary in France, and they have got the festivity of the rosary in June, when the rose in that garden are blooming. So look where we are. You see how charming it is. This is the limit of the castle of the Abbey, where we are located. So you see they have got a little kind of little river, which is kind of mud, you see, which is turning all around the castle like that, around the domain. And outside of that, you've got the forest, which is named the Forest of Ermenonville. It's a huge forest with wild animals, and you've got here, you see, you've got here some kind of little lake, and here you've got a mill which is hidden over there. It's a hydroelectric mill, so making electricity for the domain by the water, due to the water, hydroelectric. Okay. So this domain used to be the Abbey of Chaalis. So I'm going to tell you a bit the history of that domain, and then we are going to visit the different place of this domain. You agree with that? Fine for you? Shall we start? And if people arrive late, you will tell them what we are going to see. Okay? So you see that the big building that I showed you on the floor map. Good morning. So that the big building that I show you on the floor map first, which is the new Abbey, okay, the place where the sisters were living when that was an abbey. And this place, in fact, nowadays is the museum, but it used to be a place for the nuns which were living here. Okay, and then you have got next to that, you have got the entrance of the domain, which is right over there. You see, right over there. That's oh, sorry, with my hand you don't see. So that's where you enter. Here you've got a long kind of a path to go through the trees and to arrive to there. You may see some kids in the grass sometime because they have got they still have got for April and May they still do chocolate hunting, you know, for the Easter eggs. So, and just next to that, we're going to discover bit by bit the ruins of the old abbey. Ah, look at that. And it's so calm here. It's so serene. It's so nice. It's an absolutely gorgeous place where to be when you are in Oise. And also, if you come with kids, it's fantastic because just in front of that, you have got you've got a park. You know, a park for fun for the kids, which is called the Parc d'Ermenonville, la Mer de Sable, the Sea of Sand. And we are only 20 minutes from the Asterix, and we are 30 minutes from Disneyland here. So you see, there's lots of things. And look, I'm not alone. I'm with my friend Daffy Duck. You see, it's not a duck. I think it's more like big goose. Look at them. So you see, the animals are just next to her, just next to me. Try to say hello, hello, you. Well, I don't. I speak the seagulls, but I don't speak that. Well, they don't want to be with me. That one has got a white head. Maybe it's a male or female. I don't know. They think I'm making a pursuit, but I'm not pursuing them. I'm just walking on my way. And you are on my way. Move away. So you see, the animals are right here. This is the entrance of the domain. The Canada goose. Oh yes, like the like for the coat, full of this feather. Canada geese. They do attack. Really? I have to be careful if there is not one coming to my back. So far, they're in front of me, so I can manage it. So don't come to me, okay? Each of us stay at their position. You stay there, and I stay where I am. Fine for you? Okay, we have a deal. So let me. Pardon? Did you speak to me? What did you said? Wonk, something like that. I heard that noise. Hmm. Okay. And so let me tell you the story of this domain and tell you the adventure. So first, we have got for the first time the name of Chaalis at the Merovingian period. So it's in the 8th centuries where we had a mill. Then in the 12th century, in 1137, the king of France, Louis VI, named Louis le Gros, Louis the Fat. So the king of France here is going to build an abbey. The abbey is the one, wow, the ruins of the one you see in front of me. This abbey is going to be one of the most important of the royal kingdom, of the kingdom of France. So this domain where we are now, it's named the Royal Domain of Chaalis because it was part of the king of the crown of France. Okay, and we are going to have this abbey, which is going to have the golden age through from the 12th to the 15th centuries. Okay, and that is going to be one of the most powerful and the most healthy abbey in the north of France. And then at the time of the Renaissance, it's even going to be more important because they are going to add a chapel that we start seeing in the back, and that chapel is going to be painted inside with an incredible painting from the Renaissance time. Okay, and then bit by bit in the 18th century, 1700s, um, this this abbey is going to decline, and of course, at the French Revolution, everything is going to be destroyed. And so at the time of the French Revolution, we have nothing left from the abbey. And then they are going to build these new domains for the nuns. So in fact, we are going to have got still an abbey, but that time it's going to be for the nuns. And the nuns are going to live here till the mid-19th centuries. In the mid-19th centuries, this convent is going to be by a lady called Madame de Vatry. Well, you don't really care about that. And she's going to have a young girl who is going to come here for all the summertime. That young girl is very famous because she's named Nélie Jacquemart. Nélie Jacquemart, she's a painter, and she's also the wife of Mr. André, who have got that very, very famous museum in Paris called Jacquemart-André Museum, which is absolutely gorgeous museum, which is on the riverbank in the 16th district of Paris, and which is a part of the, I think it's part of the American treasure, because it's always linked to the American state. And so this one is going to be rebought by Nélie Jacquemart in 1902. So in 1902, Nélie Jacquemart, when Madame de Vatry is going to sell this beautiful abbey, this beautiful domain, in fact, yes, it's her, absolutely, Nélie Jacquemart, born in 1841 and died in 1912. So 10 years before her death in 1902, she's going to know that Madame de Vatry is selling the domain, and she's going to buy it, and she's going to change this location with all the nuns' rooms, which are at the top, are going to be guest room. And then the rest of the building is going to be used for her as a main house. And at her death, she's going to give that building to the French Institut de France, and that domain is going to be a museum where part of the collection of Nélie Jacquemart are going to be exhibited. So if we come back to the Middle Age, before going to the museum, if we come back to the Middle Age, we have got this huge abbey. I have got a map of that in the Middle Age, so I don't know if I can try to show it to you. So that's, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, that was how was the abbey in the Middle Age. So you see, you've got the entrance, which is here at that location. Okay, then where everything is broken over there, this where we had the nave, okay, of the abbey, the long part. Then we have got the transept that we still can see, and we have got the choir that we still can see nowadays. So we're going to pass in the middle of these ruins, and you know, I love that because tourists are in Paris, but they are not arrived so much in Oise so far. So in fact, we have got this place like a private visit, which is absolutely tremendous, because when there is too many people here, I don't like that because it's too noisy. But right now, you can hear the birds, you can hear the animals, and it's so serene, so beautiful. So the church was, when the church was used as an abbey, was nearly 100 meters long. Okay, and if you think the Cathedral of Senlis, which is maybe you have been visiting with me when during my time in Senlis, when I did the visit in Senlis, is only 76 meters long. So you see, 100 meters long is really big for an abbey, and it had a lot of chapel, but usually the chapel are by the nave. And that abbey, I don't know, I show you again the floor map. You see, that abbey have no chapel by the nave. You see, the nave is very narrow, but all the chapel were on the side of the choir, which is quite new, if I can say, for an abbey of this medieval time. So it's mean a Romanesque style abbey. I don't know if you remember, I brought you to one of these abbey when I was in Normandy. Beautiful one. I brought you to Abbey de Jumièges, which is in the same state as that one. It means ruins. And I love that. So I hope you're going to love passing by these ruins today and walking in the middle of this historical site. You know, we are going to enter by a wall. because the wood is not there anymore. I just be careful not to fall down and to put my feet on a good stone, on a stable stone, I mean, not to fall down. Okay, here it is. Okay, Bridget. So I hope you maybe give you some memories from that abbey, because you see we have got here also a Cistercian abbey from the order of Cistercian. So it's the same order at the abbey. So you see here, for instance, the old columns from this abbey. Here you had got a huge column which was going high, 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 and then you had the roof. You see, you can see the size. You can see by the size of that one how the abbey was high. And of course, when you look the part which is not broken or half partly broken, you can see how big and tall it is. I love these old stone like that. You know, some people don't like, because some people need to see the building finish, you know, so they prefer to have the building rebuilt. And myself, I love to have the part of the imagination, and I love to distinguish and just close my eyes and imagine, like if I've got a 3D, you know, in my head, and just to rebuild the abbey and remember, oh, that's how it was. And also thinking that here, you know, in the Middle Age, you have got the monks making that kind of song. I think it's so beautiful to just to find the old stone like that, and of course when you see part of it which is still there, you can have a better idea of how was the abbey. You see, for instance, you can see here, uh, you see the arc here, and you can see here the arc, so you can easily imagine that from there you had the roof which was going from here, and then you have got another arc, and all these arcs were going to reach the end of the abbey of there. Yes, rings are amazing. They give something that you can't have. They gave you, oh, somebody forgot his glasses. I know you can, oh, it's attached. That's strange. Why there is spectacular glasses here? Oh, it's broken maybe. Somebody left it here. I know it's something that you can, oh, okay, that's good. That's good. It's for you to look at. Can you show it? Show it? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, if I put it here, can you see through it? Let me see. Poof. No, not really good. Not really good. Yeah, look, it works. Ooh, let me try to find it. Yeah, look. Not very easy, but you see, with my camera, it's not very easy. Like you can see bits of the, if you want to see some details, just trying to make it. Okay, oh, you see, for instance, like that. Yeah, it works, look. Ah, not very easy for me, but so I put it back here. And better with your eyes than with the camera. But it's a good idea to have left that here for the people that they can see the details. So you see, we see one of the side chapel here, for instance. So you can imagine how was this side chapel. You can see the architecture, and you can see, of course, this is the typical Romanesque style with the arc like that, which are holding, and in the middle of the arc, you have got the keystone. So right in the middle here, you see where you have got the flower. Uh, so right here, okay, that the keystone, and this is what is holding, because the arc, all of them are held only by that stone. So that's why we call it a keystone. If we take out that stone, the whole things break and fall down. So this is a very important stone, and see, here you can really have the idea. And myself, I'm lucky because I'm touching the stone, and we always say the stone can have they can record um, the you know, when you put your hand on the stone like that, you can have you can have the feeling, you can have it's like if the stone are a tape recorder, and they can take the past in their stone. So it's always very interesting to touch when we can touch, when it doesn't damage, of course, the building. I can hear some pigeon. Well, that's the image I show you. Oh, here they put. You see, so you can see how it was. They made a drawing of it. So you see, look how big it was with the double floor. So we are right here, and you see it's called Cistercian, and it finished at the Gothic time. And that's what I explain you. You see, the keystone is right in the middle of that, and that's a Cistercian monk with a hood. And that they show here how they built the abbey. You see the way to build the abbey in the Middle Age. And do we have Paris? Okay, here they have got the map. So good. You see Paris is here, and you see Chaalis is here. Okay, so you see that more or less 50 miles north of Paris. And Senlis, where I brought you, is here. And Compiègne, that I brought you to, is here. You see, this is the north of Paris. Show what was in the map. That so the thing which are that it's what is still standing, okay, and all the things which are white has been broken, but you see what is in black is still standing. No, it was not a Knight Templar Abbey, and we have got lots of domains for the Knight Templars, but here wasn't a Knight Templars domain. So I propose we go to the second place, which is in fact the chapel. So the chapel. So I just show you a little bit more the abbey, and then we move to the chapel. We are lucky because the sun is just going out of the clouds. So here is the chapel. So the chapel was the chapel of the king. So when the king of France was coming to the abbey in the 14th century, he was using that chapel. And the man who was running the abbey, named Hippolyte d'Este, asked at that time, in the 1500s, at the Renaissance time, he asked a very famous Italian painter to do the ceiling of this chapel. Well, we won't see so much these days because they have got big scaffolding inside because they are renovating this painting, which is the famous Italian painter named the Primatist. But they kept a little space by where we can have a look inside the chapel and we can see at the painting. But of course, unfortunately, we can't have the full vision of this painting. So let's have a look about that chapel. It is to London. Here from London? Oh, well, you have to go to Paris, and then it's 1 hour from Paris. So you see, there's huge scaffolding because they are renovating the chapel. They are renovating the ceiling of the chapel. So the ceiling is here underneath the scaffolding. So I can show you on that painting all how is the roof normally, okay, how is the ceiling of the chapel, and that is dating from the 1500, from the 16th century at the time of the Renaissance, and it has been done by the Italian painter, the Primatis. And this is considered to be the most important painting from the Renaissance, from the church painting. So let me show you a little bit here. We can have a little space here for you to have this idea of that works. You see here, okay, here you can see. So you have to imagine that the whole ceiling of the chapel is decorated like that from the Renaissance. This is the largest religious painting we have got in France, covering all the chapel. And then on the side, we have got all the duke, count, all the people from the nobility, which have been being part of this domain, and with the coat of arms of each king or duke or count, which have been here. This starting 1142 with Abalricus, and 1156 Desiderius. So that's all of them. This is not. This is a. It's not. It's a painting. Okay, it looks like a curtain, but in fact, it's a painting on the. It's a fresco. When I will come back here in June and I will show you the garden of the rose, that will be finished because the work is supposed to be finished by end of May. So next time I come, I will be able to show you the chapel. And here you see it's very interesting. Look, you have got this image of the Virgin, and you have got a David star above it. So the Jewish sign above Mary and the baby Jesus. Yes, it looks 3D, but in fact it's a fresco. So we shall see that in a better condition when we go to the with I don't need to wear a helmet. So we will see that when we come back in June. I will be back here in June, and the scaffolding will be out. Okay, but I just wanted to show you, even though I knew the conditions are not very good for that. And in June, we don't go there today because this is not the purpose of this tour. In June, we will go to this garden. Oh, look here. That's where you get the eggs for the kids. It's a game. They have to press here, and then they're going to get a clue to find some eggs. And you see over there, you've got a garden, and that garden is a rose garden. So behind that, right now there is no rose, of course, and behind that, it's going to be a most beautiful rosary. So we will come back here in June to see the rose blossom and to visit that garden and to receive these little chapels. Now we're going to concentrate on the museum for the last part of the tour, and we're going to go inside the museum to see the convent for the sisters and the place of where Nélie Jacquemart was living, and how she, at her death, it has been used as a museum of Nélie Jacquemart. But of course, here, you have got also a huge park. We don't go to the park, but if we want, we could walk far, 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 you see, because the park goes very far away with a big, there's a kind of big pond in the middle of the park with fontaine and the statue, it's kind of a little Versailles, if I can say. Well, not as big as Versailles, but I mean, kind of little Versailles. So you can imagine how healthy and how important was this abbey, because all that is part of the domain. As far as your eyes can see, is part of the royal domain of Chaalis. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it serene? And look how calm, how look. You know, if you're a little bit stressed by the city life, you know, I was in Paris this morning. As I told you, I did a tour in Montmartre, and with it was so many people, you can see, and suddenly arriving here, you really charge your energy. We are not far away from Charles de Gaulle Airport. We are half an hour from Charles de Gaulle Airport. So, and so if you come from England, you ask me, if you take the Eurostar and if you stop at Charles de Gaulle Airport, then you are just very close from here. So that's the old Abbey that we have been seeing so far. And now we're going to have a look inside this building. Well, I'm not going to make you a complete visit of the museum because that will take us a full tour to do that. But I'm going to point to you some of the important pieces of art and some of the important rooms of this beautiful former convent. Fine for you? Lovely, no? I really like that visit myself. I like doing that visit because it's so quiet and so beautiful. So we're going to enter to the museum by the main door. Here also, if once you come here, we can arrange a perfume atelier. We have got a lady here which is creating perfume and teach you how to create a perfume. And then when you leave of this atelier, you go with the perfume you have been created yourself. A little drop of, a little little bottle of perfume, and that's very nice because you visit the abbey, and at the end, after that, you do the atelier, the workshop of perfume, and it's inside that. And you know, over there, in fact, she do this workshop in the stables, which it's not a stable anymore, but you see over there, they have the former stables of the abbey. Over there, you see, you've got another building over there, which were the stables. You can see the stables over there. You see, with the bricks, that's the stable for horses. And so they have got the workshop here. Well, that's very, very nice. I did it once, and that's lovely because you work and you learn how to create a perfume, and then you go with the perfume you have been created. So let's go inside the museum. And we finish the tour in the museum. Bonjour. Merci. Je vois le. So we enter the first floor, the ground floor of the museum, and look at the incredible chimney. You see, it's a place, of course, where there is a hunting. Yes, and you can see the deer here, and look at that chimney. So, this is called the rooms of the monk. So this place here, you have got all the stuff which were from the abbey and from the chapel, which have been brought back here. So they have got in these rooms, in this part of the museum, you have got mainly all the religious artifact. And that the hook of the bishop. No, and the bishop stick. And here you've got some bishop statue. And here you've got the chair in the church. The cruises, thank you for that. So a virgin with the cherries. And it's to put the music part, the music composing, where you put the notes of the music. So I see some people are joining. So previously we've done the visit outside of the Abbey, we've visited the chapel, we visited the park, and now for the last part of the visit we are inside the castle, the former Abbey. And this is from chemistry. You see, this is pot for that we use in chemistry. And for the one which are just already now, you see, that's what you've missed. You have to come back in June when I will redo it in June. So here is the dining room. So in fact, that's the place where Nélie Jacquemart was living. Okay, so what you see here, they kept and they reproduced in the museum the exact furnitures from Miss Nélie Jacquemart when she was living in that place in 1902 to 1912, the year she died. She died. Yes, absolutely gorgeous room. And you see with the table exactly how it was dressed at that time. You see, you have got a spoon for the soup, you've got a knife for the fish, and you've got the knife for the meat, and then you have got the knife for the cheese, and then you have got the two forks, one for the fish and one for the meat, and then you have got four glasses, a little one from the cherry, yes, like cherry, one for the white wine, one for the glass of water, and one for the champagne. Yes, the fork point down, absolutely. Beautiful, no? And so you see that's exactly how was living Nélie Jacquemart. And this is her. So we pass by so the dining room, and so now you see here you've got her office where she was making she was ruling the domain, and also the library. Yes, absolutely. I say for joy. so you can see it from the other side. And for the one which arrived late, let me show you through the window what you haven't seen. You see the old Abbey, which is over there. That's what we have been visiting first. And so that was the place where, don't forget, this is a convent at the origin, okay? So this is the place where the nuns were living. So the rooms that we see, which have been used by Nélie Jacquemart before, were used by nuns. I love that word, word ball, mapland, we say in French, map, word map. Ah, okay, Joy. But to go to the top shelves of the bookshelves. You see, at the origin, the roof were very minimalist because that was where the nun, the sisters were living. But when Nélie Jacquemart arrived, of course, she made it warm with all the curtain and the carpet. And all the things you see here are part of the collection of Nélie Jacquemart. You have to know that Nélie Jacquemart, as I said, first she was a woman painter, then she married Mr. André, and together they have been a huge collectors. So all what you see here are part of the private collection of Miss Nélie Jacquemart. And she gave all these collection to the French Institute. And the French Institute decided to preserve all this collection inside this museum. So this is the pool room. Oh, this is a French pool, you see, different from the snookers or the 8 because there is no hole. So you just play with 3 balls, 2 white and 1 red, and you every time have to touch the 3 balls together, and every time you touch the ball, you get point. Beautiful, no? Look at this there. Incredible. It's incredible this because it's a museum, but you are also into the convent. So you see, you have got the remembrance that it was a convent uh, after the Abbey, and you see the Abbey here and the chapel on the side. But slower. I just want to show you all the rooms. That's why I worry not to be able to show you all the rooms because it's already 45. This is the grand salon. So the main lobby room. I don't know how to say the place to receive friends. And if you came with me to the Musée du Louvre when I brought you to the Napoleon III apartment, private apartment, you have seen this kind of furniture with the red velvet and golden colors on the red velvet. And look at this amazing armchair, which is making like a U where you can sit with friends and you see having a little cup of tea and so charming to speak with friends. You feel like being protected. And that's one where you can take a book and stay together a little bit more, okay? Even if the time is off, I just want to keep you a little bit more to show you all the things. I don't show you all the piece of art because this is part of collection, but this is not so. How can I say? It is very interesting to see the rooms, how the rooms were done. So we go to the first floor because I want to show you the nuns' bedrooms. We say cells, where the nuns were sleeping, and after that it has been used as a guest room by Nélie Jacquemart. So we go to the first floor. So stay a little bit more with me. That is from the 18th, 1700. Oh, the nuns went to Normandy. King Henry VIII Palace in France. Where is it? I don't know. King Henry VIII? Because we don't have King Henry VIII in France. He's an English king. So I don't know if we've got the palace. So here you can. Here it is the place for the music. So you see the chair have got a lyra on it, so the musical instrument. So that's where when Nélie Jacquemart wanted to have a little private concert, she was sitting here and the people were playing here. And here you have got a clavecin, which is kind of piano, but more complicated. No, it's not drums. It's a little table for to put your coffee cup or your teacup. Oh yes, but I'm not so I'm a guide in France, so that's why I thought I don't have. No, you won't do that with me, the King Henry VIII. That's what I thought, but I thought maybe he had got a castle in Paris, and I didn't know that. But unfortunately, not. I won't be able to do that. And this is a painting from Nélie Jacquemart. You see that person who is a nobleman. When Nélie Jacquemart was a painter, that's what she was doing. So you see, she was a very, very good painter. Don't think she is only a rich lady who is collecting. She has been a very good painter. See, that's painting made by Nélie. It's not her. This is Comtesse de Montesquieu, and that is Nélie Jacquemart who did that painting. Ah, Louis. Okay, so that's why. And Louis the Eighth. Louis the Eighth. Let me see. You sure you mean Louis the Eighth? Have to check that because Louis the Eighth. Have to check where there is a castle of Louis the Eighth because Louis the Ninth is Saint Louis. So Louis the Eighth. Have to check that. But here, what I want to show you that all the rooms, they are all the same, okay? All the rooms here, in fact, are rooms for the nuns. So that was the cells from the nuns. So you see, when we're going to go inside one, for me to explain you. So before, there were two nuns which were living here. The first one was living in this part, and the wall at that time was here. So here it was split, and there was another nun who was living from here to here. Then they built a wall here. Yes, but I don't know where the castle is about Louis VIII. Have to check that. And now, when Nélie Jacquemart used it, she used it as the bathroom. So you see, she changed completely the idea of having a cell to have a place for the bathroom. So that was the bathroom for the guest, and that was the place where the people could sleep. I'm going to show you one which is furnished as a chamber. For you to understand very well. So the nun which was living in the front part get the light through this window, and the nun which was living in the back got the light from the main window. You see that one hasn't changed. So that was one cell, and that was another cell. Okay, so you see there was two cells like that for the nuns, and you see that was a window for these cells, which wasn't a direct light, and that was the first cell for the nun. So you see, Nélie Jacquemart, used that to use as a guest bedroom. So if you were invited, if you were the guest of Nélie Jacquemart, you could have slept in one of these rooms. So I will check where is Louis VIII castle, because I don't know where we have got a castle from Louis VIII in France. I know that. But maybe it's a famous castle, and that I don't know. It was built by Louis VIII. I will check that. So you see, all these rooms were the nuns' cells, and now they have been changed by Nélie Jacquemart as a private guest room. You feel like being invited here, no? You feel like being a guest of Nélie Jacquemart, no? And the rest of the rooms are all like that, and they are all on all the rest of the furniture you see is part of the private collection of Nélie Jacquemart. Beautiful, no? So I show again for the one who missed the beginning of the tour, the view from here. See, look, this is the Abbey. So my friend, we will come back here in June during the time of the Rose Garden, and we will spend time here, not especially to visit or to look at the museum, but to spend more time in the Rose Garden, which is, as I said, one of the prettiest rose gardens in France. The bed were narrow, 1 meter 20. So you have to be very in love with the person who is sleeping with you, no? Because a part of that. So my friend, I kept you a little bit longer with me. I hope you enjoyed this tour about this beautiful castle of Nélie Jacquemart. You enjoyed the Abbey, you enjoyed the chapel, you enjoyed the house of Nélie Jacquemart, which is nowadays, as I said, a museum, and all the rooms you see are furnished to be the guest rooms. And you see the bathroom. So thank you, Julia. Thank you, all of you, of course, for your donations, because this is important for us. So thank you for that. If you enjoyed the tour, of course. If you don't enjoy it, you don't need. But thank you so much for being with me. I hope you enjoy this. Myself, I do enjoy it a lot, this tour, and I do enjoy this place. So it's a wonderful place to be, and so I hope you liked it and you have a nice moment, a peaceful moment in your beginning of weekend. And to discover this lovely place. And if you come once in France, and if you want to have a tour, an in-person tour in this castle, I will be very happy to bring you here, and maybe to make a little perfume workshop. Who knows? To discover that and to have a great time together here. So, my friends, thank you so much. I feel like being the man of the place and just welcome you at home. Hello, welcome at home. I'm so happy that you are with me in my lovely little pavilion outside of Paris. What are we have for dinner tonight? Maybe I think for so many people we need a bear or a bison. So see you back. See you in June. Here, I mean not before that. Don't forget Monday it's Père Lachaise. But see you in June to be able to see the rose garden, and we will go back to the chapel to be able the fabulous painting of the Primatis, and that you will see it's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, everybody, for the tip. Take a great care of yourself. Have a lovely Saturday. Have a lovely Sunday, and see you on Monday. Ooh. On Monday, I will be with one of our guests, which is with us usually, Kerry. Kerry is in Paris, and I will do a tour with her husband on Monday morning, a private tour, and after that, I will be with you online in the Père Lachaise. Take care. Bye bye.